What's up, all you crypto maniacs and hex freaking lunatics? What's going on? Bunch of savages. Let's bring on Sid. What's up, Sid?
Yo, what's up?
What's going on, everyone? I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked. We got a good show for you tonight. We're going to blaze right on through the numbers, and we're going to bring on Grant Peelle from the Highest of Stakes documentary. If you're not familiar with what that is, that's the documentary that is being made currently in production, made about Hex and Richard Hart, and who knows what else. That's what we're going to find out tonight, right? We're going to have Grant live. We're going to be able to ask him some questions. We're going to look for some Easter eggs, and we're going to try to get excited about Hex, right? What's going on?
Yeah.
How you been, man? Doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Just Hex flexing the Dell Pro.
There you go. All right.
Nah, I gotta get a new computer though, for real. I'm using my tablet right now, so.
Yes, you do. You definitely need a new computer. Go ahead and just put it in the submit it in the budget when you submit our you submit your your end of year what's it called? What are those things called? The deductions. When you submit your end of year deductions, we'll get it in the budget for you. I'm just kidding. Yep. We don't have a budget. We don't have deductions. I'm making all this shit up right now. So.
Oh, that MacBook Pro, man.
Did you take a look at that?
I did.
Dude, it's nice.
A little pricey, but
It is, but it's I mean, just for a reference point. Well, my mother has an iMac that's like 10 years old. It's like 11 years old right now. It still works. It's just now starting to have issues. I mean, what computer lasts that long now? You know what I mean? None of them last that long.
Yeah, you'd be lucky to get 3 years, 2 or 3 years.
Pretty much, yeah. I feel like Windows machines, I mean, at least the ones you buy stock, I don't know much about building things, but like the ones you're going to buy stock, Windows machines are going to last. If you're lucky, you get like 4 years out of it max, I feel like.
Yeah.
True. Every single one I've ever owned has died within like 3 years, I think. So.
But those damn updates.
Ridiculous. All right, guys. So text news. I'm HEX Machina. That's CryptoCidd. We got episode 27. It's November 10th, and it's day 710 for Hex. A lot of excitement, and I don't know if excitement is the right word. More like drama. A lot of drama in the community right now. A lot of drama, even more than last time we did the show. Even more drama. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the the Nomics ordeal. Yep. I'm sure everybody has seen that by now. Although my buddy Adam hadn't heard about it. I just educated him about it earlier, like a couple hours ago on the phone. So he hadn't seen it yet. But so,
it didn't seem to do much to the price.
No, well, it's not going to do. I don't think it's going to do anything to the price. I don't think it's going to have any effect on that. I think I don't think it's going to have any effect on anything, to be honest with you. It's literally just a wear on this. I mean, it was nice that when you opened up Nomics, like bam, it was right there. You can't miss it, but it's still on the first page, as we'll see. It's still up high in the top 10 right now. So, or I think it's top 10. So
yeah, last I checked, it was like 12th or something.
Yeah. So, all right, let's say hi to everyone in the chat. Don Montoya. First again, you're a pro, Don. You're really good at sitting around doing nothing, waiting for these streams to start, man. Good for you. Just kidding. Love you, Don. Terrafin1. Terrafin1, I'm sorry to inform you, you were not first. Oh, this is all just a big a dialogue between Terrafin and Don Montoya. Swearworks. You were third, bro. Give yourself some credit, Swearworks. You got the bronze medal today, man. All right, Hex Live, Melv Tony, Peanut Butter Hexer, Mexican 5555. Marcus 99, Hex in Effect, Dan Emmons. Dan Emmons says Nomics is dead to me. I feel you, Dan. I feel you, man. I'm not happy about it either. I don't mind that it is what it is. That if that's the way they'd done it from the start, that would have been great. That's fine. And if they also applied that to all the other coins, I think that's the main gripe in the community. That's my main gripe, is that they singled Hex out, and kind of and just picked on only Hex, as far as we know. And I guess we're giving it a short window. This just happened, so we'll see what other changes they make. Right? I don't
Very
hate
true.
Clay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, but I just don't like that they went out of their way to look so hard at Hex. I guess to see the other side of it, I guess because it was in the top 3, I guess they want to make sure they're accurate in whatever their terminology, whatever their definition of accurate really is. But yeah, there's a lot of holes. I read that whole article. I'm sure you guys read it. A lot of you guys read it. There's a lot of holes in and inconsistencies, really better way to put it, in the way that the numbers are figured out. So unfortunately, there's no solid rock solid standards for this type of thing, as you know. I mean, obviously, if you go on 4 different sites, Hex is gonna be in 4 different spots. So clearly everybody has trouble with it. And Hex is not the only one, but Hex seems to be the one that's misplaced most often. So anyway, what are you going to do, right? Shit happens. We move on. Self-made squid. What's going on, sir? Inviting freedom. Good to see you. Mike Mack. Jay Everything. Sandy B. MT Coiner. MT Coiner. I'm starting to. There's a little seed planted in my head of moving to Montana. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Wind Mechanic. What can you say about Montana, MT Coiner? Sandy B. Graphene. Good to see you, Graphene. Hexa Electra. What's going on, Hexa Electra?
Just use Coin Paprika instead.
Yeah, I opened up Coin Paprika before. Yeah, I don't know. Something Frank. Hexponential, Russ, Stormy, Sarah G, Fibra Finance CEO, Mr. Adam, what's going on, buddy? Kyler Kaufman, good to see you. Patrick Robertson, Anonymous Sucro, Heximus Decimus, Meridius, Bobby Hexel, I love it. Bobby Hexelrod, great one, man, great one. From Hex Capital. Media Express, Ricky Spanish Dude, Frenchie Made Bullies, French Bulldog, RAV, Patrick Robertson, Crypto Gains,
Swear works.
369.
I agree on that.
Draws 23, Dean DK, QC Organics, A1 Get Some, Hexcoin 14. Love it, man. Love it. Just don't bother looking at market. I mean, hey, man, I agree with you there, Swearworks, as well. I mean, I look at it for the site or for the show because I get my numbers there, but I am going to find a different site to use. So I'm sorry, but tonight we're going to use the much hated nomics.com one last time in our bid farewell to Nomics, okay? So drink it in right now, all right? This is the last time we're using Nomics. History being made on stream.
And you're gonna have to drag it down too.
I'm gonna have to drag it down, god damn it. So, before I get started on it, if you notice right here, you see Hex. Hold on. So you see how market cap gainers, Hex is there, but we didn't pump 83% today, right? In price. So if you did not know, there was a new development today. Basically, if anybody's not up on this, I'll give you a quick rundown. Okay, so Clay, if you didn't notice a few weeks ago, Clay went on Twitter and he started asking about the OA. Okay, he's showing interest in the OA, understanding the OA better, and the tokens within the OA wallet, or wallets plural, I should say. Okay, so he had conversations with a lot of community members. He had he was directed towards Gunther's the Hex audit site, the Telegram page, and all the info contained therein. And he was saying, he said at that time, oh, we're not going to make any changes yet, blah, blah, blah. And then lo and behold, a couple days ago, I think 2 days ago, maybe it was yesterday, all of a sudden there was an article. I knew it. I went to go look at Hex and it wasn't there. I said, oh, he did something. Sure enough, I went on Twitter, searched, found the article, and he's got a big article explaining why he decided to bring Hex down. So in market cap. Basically, all he did was exclude the OA's tokens, okay? And there's various reasons for that. We're not going to get into it. I don't agree with them at all, and I think it makes for a lot of gray area. I wish he didn't do it because I feel like makes it more complicated, honestly. Makes everything about the whole system he uses more complicated. So congrats to you for making your life more complicated, Clay. So anyway,
yeah, I agree on that.
You know what I mean? Like, for real. Dude.
Yeah.
You should have just left it alone. I mean, like OA coins, yeah, sure, they haven't moved, or they actually have. Some of them have moved around a little bit, but they're just coins in wallets, man. Like, you can't, I don't know why you're able to distinguish that there's a difference between those coins and anyone else's coins. I mean, it's just, I just don't agree with it, man. And I don't agree with the
more fair play.
Yeah, I don't agree with the, now 2 years in, we're going to change. That's just ridiculous. And it sets this precedent for like, okay, now do we trust anything we see on Nomics or anywhere for that matter? I mean, we obviously know we can't trust very much of what we see anywhere, but still, I liked being able to have a site that I could go to trust. And now I don't feel that way anymore. And that's what sucks. So anyway, a bunch of people complained after this saying, well, why did you exclude the staked and locked up tokens? That's not fair. Okay, because you compare it to any other coins that get staked, they're all counted in circulation. So after only a day of deliberating about that, he decided to adjust their system, and they added the staked tokens, which, as we know, is about 10% of the supply, into the market cap calculation. So, or the circulating supply calculation. So that's it in a nutshell. They're just basically clicking and moving Hex around to wherever they feel comfortable. And what are you going to do about it, right? So currently, right now, we are sitting at number 12. And as you can see, it went up 6 places. It was at 18. Yes, there's, I believe RG3's got Clay coming on stream, or he's, I don't know, something. Or no, he's not coming on stream. I think RG's going to talk about it after our show. He's going to come on. He's going to go on and do a stream about it. So you can expect some ranting from Mr. RG3, the captain. So right now we're at number 12. We're sitting at about 18 cents, a touch over 18 cents. $25 billion market cap with our new market cap, right? Annoying. Then you go look at Coin Paprika and we're at number 8. And I couldn't even find the market cap on that site. So that's the only reason I'm using this. I didn't have enough time. I was working too far away from home today. I got home like with no time at all to prepare for the stream. So sorry about that.
You're good, man. You're good.
Yeah, I'm stuck in old ways. So
you'll get around to it.
That's right. That's right. One last time, we'll look at Hex on Nomics, and we'll take a look at the where we're sitting here. So we're at 37% of all-time high, and we're at 1% market dominance with our new market cap. So that's where we're at as far as that goes. See what we got for so do you want me to just go through all the stuff? Is it easier since you
Yeah.
already
Go
have it?
for it, man. Go
All right.
for it. Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. So we got we're gonna run through all this stuff pretty quick, and we're gonna bring Grant on in a few minutes. So right now, T shares are sitting at 34.89, about 34, almost 3,500 US dollars for a T share, and that number just comes from the share rate multiplied by the price of the token. Let's take a look at that share rate right now. Make sure we're updated. So right now, T-share rate, 19,303 hex. That's the base rate for one T-share, okay? Current payout per T-share, 5.739 hex. Been sitting at that level for a while now. So every T-share you own, you are credited for 5.7 hex for every T-share every single day when the day clicks over Universal Time, UTC. Every T-share, you multiply it by 5.7 hex, and that's your payout for that particular day. Or I'm sorry, that's your payout for today, for now, current. All right, so that's that. Let's take a quick look at gas. I haven't really paid attention to gas today. I didn't do any kind of swapping or anything today, so I didn't really know. But it looks like it's at hovering around the 120. Yeah. That's about it. Yeah, 120. Not
It's almost like you got to get used to those prices now.
I know, it's really kind of like,
I don't see them going down.
I was just gonna say, when I see, like, look, it just changed 115. When I see 115 in my stupid brain, I almost think that's like, oh, that's not so bad. No, that's terrible, man. that's horrendous.
It's still bad.
that's a $70 swap, man.
I've posted things like that. I'm like, yeah, this is still like, this is a bad price. Like, I don't even know why I posted this, but it is what it is.
It's high,
I don't do that anymore. Not right now.
Right. All right. So Ronnie Isco says, some are saying it's not worth sacrificing even $100 to get some pulse on launch. Do you agree? Well, I mean, I agree, but I also disagree. I mean, if you don't have any and you didn't sacrifice, I mean, I guess I don't see the harm in doing it. You know, at least then you'll have some pulse right away to, like, for instance, buy PHEX with, or whatever you want to buy, you know, like whatever pulse token that you want to try to buy. So, and you'll be able to do
it's more of a gamble at this point. Yeah,
it is a gamble. I mean, you don't really, you know, you look at the rate, you're not going to get a lot. I mean, you're going to get, what are you getting, 50 pulse tokens at this point? I mean, you know, you'd probably be better off waiting, I guess. But if you want to have that jump and be able to transact, you know, you're going to need pulse. So, but I imagine you'll be able to get it right away. That would be my intuition. So, all right, let's take a look at hex.vision. Got Grant patiently waiting in the green room. Thank you, Grant. So 9.89% of total hex is locked currently. And what else we got here? Addresses. Let's take a look at addresses. Yesterday, 384,865. Today, 384,949. Damn, that is only like 80 addresses. It's like 80 addresses. 84.
84
right?
addresses.
84 addresses. Damn, that's the lowest I've
pretty
seen
low.
yet. That's pretty damn low, man. Woohoo! Okay. All right, hold on to that hex, guys. Hold on to that.
That onboarding is slowing down a little bit. But
a little bit. Hey, you know, it'd be real nice if we could get on a goddamn exchange. That might help.
Yeah, no kidding.
That might help, you know. Geez, if I could just say, hey, go to Coinbase and buy some hex, boy, that would just make life a little easier, wouldn't it?
Oh my God, right?
I'd even take KuCoin at this point. Jesus, give me anything.
KuCoin. Yeah, it's straight up though, real.
Dan Emmons, man, if you're still sitting, you know what I'm talking about, bro. Me and Dan, we chat about this a lot. This is We need this, man. We need this exchange. It's got to happen one way or another. Someone's got to hack into Richard's computer and put an address on that contract or something, man. Get it done. Create an LLC. Someone just create an LLC and just claim it. Just claim Hex and just get that shit listed. It'll work, I promise. God damn. Anyway. So that's it for addresses. Let's do the quick let's see if Etherscan will work. We'll check out the holders real quick. Oh, look at that. Etherscan decided to cooperate today. What's that? Fully diluted market cap. 103. Oh, that's right. That's what okay. So right now we got 266,635 holders according to Etherscan. And I can't handle the curiosity of of knowing whether or not people are still sacrificing. I just gotta know. Oh,
2 minutes ago.
Still happening.
2 minutes
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, damn, there's a lot. There's like a whole page almost. No, it's like
wow, just for today?
That's 50 on the page. That's about 40. That was about 40 in the last 24 hours. That's a big tick up from the last couple times.
Oh my god.
So,
I thought it was slowing down.
yeah. Not today. There must have been some attention on that or something. Something happened. All right. Now, oops. Oh my God. Grant, I'm sorry. I didn't see the. All right. We're just going to get Grant on right now. I just saw. All right. Grant had messaged me earlier. I'm really sorry about that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Grant Peelle. I'm so sorry. I just saw your message on Telegram about how you wanted to come on a little early. I'm really sorry about that.
No worries at all. No worries at all. Are you kidding me? I appreciate your flexibility, your willingness to have us on. This is fantastic.
Absolutely, man. Welcome to Hex News, Discourse Syndicate. We're so happy to have you. Very excited. So, introduce yourself.
So, I'm Grant. I'm a member of the Muse storytelling team and co-directing a feature-length documentary that's exploring the story of Hex, cryptocurrency, and Richard Hart. And we're, making ourselves available and asking those in the know to share and to offer ideas in terms of people and storylines that we should be exploring as we're doing our story finding right now. So the working title of the film, and very likely the finished title of the film, is The Highest of Stakes. And if you happen to go to thehighestofstakes.com, you can contribute ideas and thoughts there that our storytelling team will use as a part of our mining for the gold of the story that it is that we're creating. So we're here to be an open, create open dialogue around the work, the process, where we are in that journey, and to try to drum up additional leads around the stories, the people, the ideas, the thoughts, the curiosities that are out there right now in this space and in this story.
Well, there's no shortage of drama in the Hex story. That's for sure.
Okay.
So it should definitely be pretty easy to make it exciting enough and interesting enough.
Even if the last 24 hours aren't testament to that, right.
Exactly.
I know that you guys have the community has felt like, they've always been a kind of up against, a certain faction within the crypto space, and had always championed and felt like Nomics kind of was, an ally in that. Yeah. And so, excited to say that I'll be spending Friday morning with Clay as a part of the pursuit of this story. So, very excited to be in a position where we're now able to engage with and dialogue with people, that are a part of this story actively in the moment as it's happening.
As it's happening, yeah, absolutely.
So cool.
Not in that reflective voice, right? Not in that
Mhm.
that voice of that like Ken Burns kind of, back in the day
Right.
kind of a thing, which for Hex is only 2 years of age, but I know that those 2 years feel like 20 for many. So it's nice to be like, right now in the throw of it. So
Absolutely. So I just throw a couple of quick little questions, general things like, where are you from?
So I still operate out of what I affectionately call Cowtown, Ohio. It's a very small farming community just north of Cincinnati, and I live here on purpose.
Nice.
And I am very fortunate that the advent of technologies and the removal of gatekeepers within the filmmaking and storytelling world have afforded me the ability to commute to story, because so rarely are we invited to want to tell a story that happens to be in our own backyard. Instead, I'm always traveling to wherever those stories are, and so I'm very fortunate to be able to commute from where I am currently to wherever the story takes me around the world. My backyard and my mom's backyard are joined by the dam of a pond, and
Nice.
My boys get to run over to Papaws and to Grammars, and we still continue to have several meals a week with them. So I'm very fortunate to have that lifestyle and be able to go off and capture rich, incredible, world-class stories, and then bring those stories back to the dinner table and to the family. And and working toward being able to bring them along with, because I think that is the absolute dream. So anyway.
Are you anywhere near Serpent Mound?
Man, are you serious? You know Serpent Mound?
I do. Yeah.
That is wow. Yes is the short answer. There's and within a stone's throw of there was a new park that has a disc golf course, and for several years, my buddy and I would go there on a daily basis. So I'm within about 15 minutes drive of Serpent Mound.
That's really cool. That's a really interesting story. And that whole thing just fascinates me. I love it.
Yeah. Are you kidding? It's the living history, right? The preservation and the living history of so for those of you who don't know, it's Native American burial grounds and all of the incredible rich history that is the ceremony of that, and they've preserved them. And it's quite a scene.
Awesome. Yeah, anybody that doesn't know Serpent Mound, go check it out. There's some amazing aerial photos of it online that you can find, and it's just spectacular. Really cool piece of land. So
awesome.
How long do you think the film's going to be about, roughly? Just out of curiosity. Do you have an idea?
Yeah. So I mean, we give her one of these.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to estimate, you know what I mean? I'm going to guess probably in the 90-minute range. And that's, it's meant to satisfy, right, in terms of length or whatever, but not also, this isn't Titanic. So, otherwise it would be split into a series, that would play out. And we've had conversations as a team whether this, would be best served in a mini series type of a format, or whether a contained feature-length documentary is in a better kind of story structure, and that's what we feel is best for this story. And so we have to be over 54 minutes, something like that, in order to qualify as a feature length rather than a short. Right, and that's but in terms of social expectation, that 90 minutes plus or minus feels about right.
Yeah, I think the 90 to 120 minute is like the sweet spot for a full length, in my opinion. Once it gets longer than that, unless it's really awesome content, you're going to lose interest. You're going to get tired. You're going to fall asleep. And then also, I think it was a good decision with the mini series too, because if your first couple episodes are not grabbing people, good chance they're not going to watch the rest of it. So I think you made the right choice, definitely. What other films have you worked on, Grant?
So this will be the second feature-length documentary that I've co-directed with Patrick. I directed one on my own prior to our partnership. That was a piece that explored complacency. Why do we exchange our dreams for a scripted lifestyle? It was the very first piece I ever did.
Nice.
And it's entitled I'm Fine, Thanks. It was created early in my career and made a decade ago. So if there are those of you, as I know the internet sleuths do, want to go out, find and experience that, you're welcome to do so. It's on Amazon Prime, but know that that's early in our career. And then Patrick and I took on the story of a 9-year-old girl who was using lemonade to end child slavery. And that was a wild ride where we used her as that spoonful of sugar to explore a very deep and depressing topic.
Yes.
And so that was the title of that is hashtag Stand With Me. So it's just Stand With Me, but it took the form of a hashtag, a social call to action around the idea that just by inviting the question on what is the source of the material goods that we buy on a daily basis, we can really make a significant impact on eradicating modern day slavery. And then Patrick has directed 2 additional feature-length documentaries, one called The New Hustle, which explored founders culture inside of Australia. And so it told the story of 3 founders who one of those companies is now a multi-billion-dollar company, and it explored the story in its infancy. Canva, which I'm sure that many people are familiar with, Canva.com, which is an online.
That's what I made the thumbnail. Yeah, the thumbnail for our stream. That's what I made it with.
Yep, there you go. Right, and so that was a tremendously interesting documentary. And then he did another one on subsidized housing and the relationship to people and government. So this one though is the one that we've been waiting for the last several years for the right story for us to invest in next, because we're often invited to tell the stories on behalf of other people, other clients, or networks or that kind of engagement. And we're always wanting to do something that's completely original, that's passion, and that excites us, and that we feel will transcend and excite my mom and my son. Right. Yeah. So when this story came across our plate in the summer, it was one that was like, oh, wow, we've turned down thousands of story ideas before we said yes to this one.
Nice. So if you don't mind me asking, how did this come across your plate?
So fellow filmmaking community member who's also a Hexican had kind of played that the Looney Tunes characters of the little dog that's like, hey Spike, what are you gonna do today, Spike? Hey Spike, what are you gonna do today, Spike? Hey Spike, right? So it's this little dog that's kind of pulling on the tail of this big bulldog. This Hexican played that role for Patrick, where he said, you really need to look into this story. And Patrick said, yeah, for sure. And then kind of, ignored it. And then, was pursued again and kind of ignored it. And finally, said, okay, let's jump on a discovery call. Let's see if there's something really here. And we jumped on a Telegram with Richard, and he spent the entirety of that first call not talking about the cryptocurrency in any way, right? But instead talked about personal development and Skyvive and eradicating death and all of these big ideas and dreams that he has, and it piqued our interest enough that we said, you know what, we should sit and have coffee and see what might be here. And so we invited ourselves to his house. That didn't work out. He pumped the brakes on that very quickly. But he said, please, let's go to a neutral third party city. And so we went to Estonia and met and had a great conversation with him. And I think both parties were kind of feeling one another out on whether this was going to be worthwhile. And I think that we continued to develop trust from both sides with regard to the level of access and just how hard hitting we really want our examination of this community and of Hex as an invitation into cryptocurrency. We really want that to be a deep dive, and I know that he welcomes that, as does the community, in such a significant and open way, and that's very exciting as storytellers to have that invitation and that level of participation.
Yeah, Richard will definitely provide lots of in-depth information on lots of things. We've all learned that. So how's it been? How's it been working with Richard? Like, if you could, just give a general, behind the camera, behind the scenes, just anything you can tell me about, what Richard is like and what it's been like working with him. So, up close and personal.
What you see is what you get. Right? Like, that's what's fascinating is that, I think that, a lot of public personas or people who have that level of responsibility or accomplishment will often have like their public facing persona and then their private persona.
Right.
And, there is no private or public Richard. There's Richard.
Those two are the same person.
And I think they really are. And I think that's, often our greatest strength is our greatest weakness. And I think that is true of him, that, there are strengths from that position and there are weaknesses from that position. And so, it'll really be interesting to see, as we navigate the growth or the life cycle of Hex with him and the community over the next several months, how he navigates that and how the community responds to him navigating that. So, it's interesting that there's this major benchmark that's taking place here in just a couple of weeks in London, where they're celebrating the 2-year anniversary of Hex. And I think that there was a lot of expectation, right? Yeah, right. Great timing, right? In terms
for you
of
guys,
meaning, for us and for the story, but then also, on the flip side, that there had been conversation when we were, first involved in the story, months ago, that the expectation was that, by December we'll be at over $1, right? Like there was that social expectation, and there was that optimism, and there was this, something in the air about that kind of expectation, and if things don't shift, Richard will be greeting everyone that evening at somewhere around 20 cents.
It's going to be a much different, much different environment, a much different climate than probably was to be expected.
Which is and it's fascinating, to watch him handle a moment like that. Will be it'll be very rich, right, and meaningful, and so it's very exciting as us, for us as the storytellers to have moments like that that we know are coming up with no expectation of what that is. I mean, who knows? Maybe by then it's at a new all-time high and the entire evening is just off the charts and crazy.
Very well could be.
That's the fun. It's the fun of documentary, right? That's the fun of telling, a story that's happening, that's unfolding, in real time.
Awesome. So have you met RG3, the captain?
Yes.
All right. I have a very important question.
Fact,
how tall is he? No, I'm just
RG3.
I'm just kidding.
He stands 7 feet 2 inches tall. 7 feet 2.
It's just an inside joke in the community. I don't know how it got started, but somehow he got this reputation of being short or something. He's been like battling that ever since. So, not a serious question. Just kidding. So, yeah, that's all I don't have any more questions. So I just wrote down a few things.
Well, That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Wait, no, I do have one
the
more
one
question,
thing that I would
Grant.
encourage. Okay.
So, looking for Easter eggs. What can you give us in the form of an Easter egg? Anything that we maybe didn't hear yet? I know everybody's trying to get info about, do we think it's going to be, what major streaming platforms are you shooting for? Or any Easter eggs that you can give would be amazing.
Man,
Put you on the spot.
I don't know that I have Easter eggs. And I'd say, well, I mean, I would love to be able to feed you something that was tremendous and Easter eggish. The challenge with that is that so much remains to be seen. Like, who knows? I can say that we're shooting for the top 5, right? In terms of like OTT platforms, that right, your Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Apple, and then maybe like an HBO or something like that. So shooting for the moon there, but the goal being the largest number of people who can see the documentary and not the maximizing of return on the investment. Okay. So but OTTs have the largest number of fish in their pond. So that's where you'd want to go, first. Secondly, we have no inside information with regard to the future launch of Pulse. I know that everybody would, anticipate or think that maybe we would, be releasing
like
that.
You overheard Richard, oh, I think I heard Richard say something about he was saying something like Sacrifice Friday, or Snapshot Friday. I couldn't really hear what he was saying, but something like that.
Yeah. But he was on the phone with somebody saying it was really, really important. No, nothing of that, nothing of the ilk. But the one thing that I would share right now is if you already have a ticket to the London event, the real coup right now, the undervalued opportunity, like crazy, insanely undervalued opportunity, is making a contribution that makes you eligible to become one of the top 10 in the leaderboard, which gets you an invitation to a pre-event cocktail hour with Richard. So there would be 15 people in the room and you'd be one of them. And right now, a donation of 100 HEX would get you in. I mean, we're like, what? You know what I mean? Like that's pretty crazy. I know that for the members of the community to have that kind of access is unprecedented.
Did you say 100 HEX would get you into that?
Yes, I'm telling you, yeah. Like right now, like we don't even have 10 people on that leader. And that's it. The hex731gathering.com, right? So that's for the people who have already invested in the tickets. And there's other tickets remaining. So if you're interested in attending the event, that's also where to go. But yes, that's the most, like, it's so undervalued right now. It's so under the radar. Like the community just really kind of doesn't even know that exists, I think. Right now. So
I didn't. So that's pretty cool because I'm learning this right now.
There's a lot of distraction right now, and it's hard to cut through the radio noise of it all in order to get people's attention. But if you go there, hex731gathering.com, there'll be information there about how to donate, and as a result of that donation gets you on the leaderboard. And if you're on the leaderboard at the end of the 15th of November, then you are invited to that pre-event cocktail hour. And it'll be pretty special, I promise. And as of right now, it would not take much to get you on that leaderboard. So
very good.
That's
all right. I like it. So do you guys have an idea, like a goal that you're shooting for to like wrap production, and like you have a date in the future or a range that you're looking for?
So we'd really love to be in a position to distribute the movie in Q4 of 2022. End of Q3, beginning of Q4 would be, an internal deadline. Now, we'll be at the mercy of the OTT that gets excited about this and whatever their rollout schedule and everything else. But in terms of the work that we're doing, we're talking principal production to wrap sometime in Q2. Then that puts us in post-production, and then post-production would then put us into once we get to picture lock, then you get into color, then you get into custom scoring, and then you get into orchestration, and then you get into translations, because We want this thing to be put in as many different languages as possible. And then you get into subtitles and the translations of all of those as well. And then depending on the budget and the contributions that the community makes, we might be doing like lip dubbing, right, in different languages as well. So like all of that gets complicated, nice. and then you have codecs that you have to adhere to, and yada yada yada. So, but if you reverse engineer it, the goal is to be in a position where we would be ready for distribution by before the end of the year in 2022 and as early as the end of Q3.
Awesome. So I just thought of something. Were you aware, has anyone told you yet that a couple of members of Limp Bizkit are Hexicans?
Yeah, so we have heard that as a part of our story finding, right?
Okay, all right,
we've
cool.
been made aware of that. Which I think is just tremendously fascinating. And I think that, depending on where our story finding goes, we may be maybe reaching out to see what kind of interest they would have in having conversation with us. But,
I bet Fred Durst would probably. I bet Fred Durst would probably be interested because I think he's like he does filmmaking as far as I remember, or he got into it for a little while. And the only three people, this is how we figured. Somebody, I think Cy from Hex Toys figured out that on Fred Durst's Twitter page, the only three people he follows or the only three pages he follows are Richard Hart, Hex, and Pulse. So, and then and then DJ Lethal, who was the DJ for Limp Bizkit and for House of Pain, he came out to say he was a Hexican at some point too. And he was more open about it, and but yeah, those are the two as far as I know. Those two are and there's some football players. I don't know if you've probably been told that there's a couple of NFL players that have gotten into Hex recently. So yeah, there's some hype,
Yeah, it's fantastic, and we're assured that there's likely to be more. So that's the other And again, if you go to thehighestofstakes.com, you can share these thoughts and ideas there, meaning members of the community. You know what I mean? Like if there are other people that they're aware of or know that might want to be onboarded, that would also be interesting. So if you have any leads on that and want to share through that survey there, that would be fantastic. We really welcome that.
So you guys are still accepting donations on thehighestofstakes.com?
We do. I mean, yes, absolutely, and we will all the way through to the end of production because the more resource we have, then the more that we can explore. Additional subtitles, lip dubbing, more languages, like all kinds of things open up as that becomes true. But we also recognize that the other thing that we can use is our story finding leads and so whatever's appropriate. In terms of the individual position of whomever is, investigating it. So
both are valuable contributions.
Unquestionably.
If anybody didn't know, you can go to thehighestofstakes.com and you can make an idea contribution, or you can make a financial contribution in the form of crypto. I wanted to just throw out there, I'm very proud to say I was the third person to donate to the wallet when it went live. So
that is fantastic. We appreciate that. Thank you.
I wanted to be a part of that. Oh, and the cool part about it too is you can be in the end credits, right? If you put your name and stuff in there. So get your moment of get your name immortalized in the Highest of Stakes documentary for Hex and Richard Hart. Very cool to do. So, all right. If you don't have anything else, Grant, I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about.
We appreciate you very much. Thank you. Enjoyed being a part of it, and we have an active Twitter. So if there are any additional follow-up questions, thoughts, or whatever from the community, that's where you can find us.
At THOS documentary, right?
Correct. That's it.
At THOS documentary. All right, guys.
Yep. Awesome.
That is the show. Thank you, Grant, so much for coming on, man.
Grant.
It was a blast.
Appreciate it.
Well, appreciate you guys. Thanks. See you.
All right. Take it easy. All right, everyone. We're done.